Genesis chapter 13 in verse 14 to 17. Please remain standing as we look into the perfect law of liberty. Genesis chapter 13 in verse 14 to 17. We're going to read together from verse 14 until we get to verse 18, and I please want you to lend your voice to the voice of God's word so that I'm not just a parrot reading the word here. Verse 14. Let's read 1, 2, go. And the Lord said unto Abraham, after that Lot was separated from him, lift up now thine eyes, look from the place where thou art, northward, southward, eastward, and westward. Verse 15. For all the land which thou seest, to thee I will give it, and to thy seed forever. Verse 14. And I will make thy seed as the dust of the earth, so that if a man can number the dust of the earth, then shall thy seed also be numbered. Verse 17. Arise, walk through the land in the length of it and in the breadth of it, for I will give it unto thee. Verse 18. And Abraham removed his tent and came and dwelt in the plain of Mamre, which was in Hebron, and built there an altar unto the Lord. Proverbs chapter 20 in verse 12. You may not have the Passion's translation. If you do, I would like us all to look at the Passion's translation. Proverbs chapter 20 in verse 12. The Passion's translation. I like to read it this way. That's the King James Version. I wish they have the Passion, but let me read it for you. This is how it reads. Lovers of God have been given eyes to see and ears to hear from God. Lovers of God have been given eyes to see and ears to hear from God. Lovers of God have been given eyes to see and ears to hear from God. Lovers of God have been given eyes to see and ears to hear from God. Can everybody look at it on the screen? Can we do that? 1, 2, go. This will be the last day of groping in the dark. Sir, every man's ministry is as effective as the man's vision is. It's as far as your eyes can see. Jeremiah, what seest thou? Jeremiah said, I see an almond tree. And the Lord said, I will hasten to perform, meaning see nothing, have nothing. What seest thou? It said, I see an almond tree. And it said, because of what you see, there will be a performance and it will be hastened. Meaning the absence of speed is usually due to what you call lack of clarity. You and I will agree with me that the absence of clarity is the reason for lack of speed. You don't travel faster than your lights can carry you. If you are traveling in the night with a car, sir, and it's raining, you don't run fast if your lights can't go far. Meaning speed is regulated by sight. You have gone as far as sight has allowed you. And God will always wait until you see clearly. Did you hear what I said, ma? God will wait until you can see clearly. He said, what seest thou? He said, I see an almond tree. He said, you are correct. Meaning, until then, I will wait until you see clearly. It's a function of vision. Would you place your hand on your eyes and say, Father, open my eyes? God bless you. Please be seated. As it is the custom of our convener, again, last year I thought the title was a punishment on the previous year. If I have offended Reverend George, will all the team, everybody here, men of God, would you help me beg him to make my life simple? I don't, man of God, I don't know what I've done. My titles are usually but one of the things that I know is that the man who gave me the title, his grace will cover me. So I tap into his grace to carry out the assignment. I'm going to be speaking to you on living in your next now. Does that tell you why I said I've been punished? Living in your next now. Living in your next now. My focus will be on helping us to master how to live and lead the future now. So as I try to exegete this whole thing, my goal in the end of the day will be to help those who perhaps may need what I'm sharing on how to start living and leading the future now. It was in the 1930s. A man by the name Walt Disney, or Disney. Some of you know Disney parks in Florida, in California. They are all over the place. The founder or the owner of Disney parks happens to be a man by the name Walt Disney. He had actually gone to the Griffith Park in California to go and play with his daughters. But when he got there, he realized that some of the merry-go-rounds were not working properly. And then on top of that, he noted that the attitude of the people there were not so friendly to parents. So what did Walt Disney did? He now sat there and said, listen, this is the only place where people come to play with their kids, but the staff here are not friendly. The merry-go-round doesn't work optimally. And right there, sir, Walt Disney began to conceptualize the vision of Disneyland. Please help me touch your neighbor. Say, start living in your next now. Right there, Walt Disney was looking at what was not working, and as he was looking at what was not working, he began to conceptualize what will work. Am I talking to somebody here? Every time you spot error, it means you have been given the capacity to notice gap and to fill it up. The tendency to see gaps is indicative that you have a wiring for solution. As soon as Walt Disney noted that, he stood there, and the next thing he began to do was to conceptualize a Disneyland where everything works and the staff are friendly. I know some of you have been to Disney in Florida or anywhere. You will come to understand that indeed the problem he saw then, he solved now. I've had the privilege of going to Disney with my kids. The moment you're coming in, sir, from morning till night, Disney runs 24 hours. And at any time when you get to Disney, sir, People, no matter how tired the staff are, you never catch a staff frowning, acting funny. They are always friendly, very nice, and everything works in Disney. He conceptualized a vision in the 1930s. In 1950, Disney came into operation. 1955, Disney came into operation. What he saw and carried in the womb of his mind and kept walking on became a reality in 1955. Disney has gone beyond just being present in California. Disney is in different parts of the world today. Disney sustains to a large portion the economy of Florida. So Disney is not a small location. Disney has different theme parks. Now here's the game. You have the Universal Studio. You have all kinds of different expression, and each one of them is a city on its own. So because of people who come to Disney, the housing market in Florida has risen. Because as tourists are coming from all over the world, there is a need for accommodation. There is a need for food. So one thing one man did has literally affected the ecosystem in the whole of Florida. You have no idea what the dream you carry can become if you follow through on it. Nobody will have seen what Disney is doing today if the man had ignored the spark. God will not give you the fire most of the times. God will just give you a spark. Those who change history don't ignore sparks. I was made to understand, sir, that most of the forest fires in California that burns acres and acres and acres of land, I'm made to understand sometimes it could be as a result of a small lightning that creates a spark in a dry environment, and as a result of that, acres will burn. And I'm saying to myself, is it not possible that God has created sparks of vision, sparks of dreams on the inside of you? And when God created the spark, you say, no, in Port Harcourt, things like that don't work, and it dies. God created the spark in you. I say, Habba, this kid, Habba, where's money? Where's somebody going to get money? I'm talking about eating and feeding, all this kind of big dream. No. And you killed it. And can I tell you how you will get to know that you killed a dream? God will let you be close to someone who brought it to pass. Can I ask any of us who want to be sincere here, how many of us want to say to me that there was a thing God shared with me at certain points in my life? I didn't give attention to it, and one day watching television, on the billboard, getting news, tweets and all of that, how many of you will say you saw somebody doing something similar? Raise your hand. Please be sincere with me. Look at that in the house. Raise your hand, wave your hands. Help me look at someone close to you. Say, we are many. I was sharing something, sir. I was sharing something yesterday with one of my leaders. There is one of my pastors who prays with us on the prophetic prayer hour we do in the morning. I normally ask him to come and cover the session on business. Those of you that know him know it's Pastor Nelson. Amazing guy. It will amaze you to know, sir, that 3 years before any of us started this online prayer, one day we're just talking, and I said, why don't you start something online? And Nelson actually started online prayer. But for whatever reason, I can't even, in fact, you know, when God told me to start prayer, I did not remember Nelson had started. But Nelson had stopped. Nelson was ahead of all of us. Was ahead of everybody. In fact, it was so serious, sir, that God used Nelson when he was praying. A woman in New Jersey, when she heard him, she said, I hear your church wants to come to New Jersey. I will give your church my basement. That was the kind of result he had started getting. For whatever reason, up till date, I don't know why, but Nelson stopped. And here we are today. After he stopped, God said to me, just pray with my people. I didn't know. But I stepped into it. I didn't know that what I was stepping into was my next. I didn't know that what I was stepping into was something that was going to make sense of my 20 years in ministry. Beware of ignoring sparks, because you may have lost setting fire across nations. And as we step into this, I shared some of my story. We've been going to London. We went to sit down in London, strategic planning. We did strategic planning in London, how we're going to penetrate London. I've been going to London back to back every year to do relationship masterclass, to build momentum. That was before the prayer started. But one day the Lord just said to me, pray. I said, pray. Of course, it was not going to be online, but somehow it ended up online. And I was even willing to step out of it because I didn't want to be public. They know us to be the psychological teachers, leadership and all. So I don't want to be seen online. Blah, 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 blah. No. My dignity was more important than destiny. You did hear what I just said? See, it is always the problem when you value dignity over destiny. Start something for young people. How about God? They don't have offering to give now. You know what I mean? I'm this year, you know, they can be very disrespectful. Start something for young girls. No. You know, all these our girls of today, that they are very, very rude and loud. Lord, I don't want to bring myself. Hey, Lord, give me a vision for senators' wives. Can I talk to you from my heart today? And what was a spark that I followed? The London I was struggling to every year has happened without me doing anything. Until we began the prayer, I was just in about 5 countries. Today we're on 110 countries. Please help me look at your neighbor, say, live in your next now. Let me see if I can attempt to work on that, and I want to make sure I work within my time limit. Sorry, sir, can they keep the time here so that I can work within the time limit? Visionaries see it before they see it. Please take note of these powerful principles. Those who lead the future see it before they see it. Visionaries see it before they see it. Number 2, visionaries see it before others see it. By the time you are seeing the result, it is actually the end of what a visionary had already seen. Come and talk to me now. By the time you are seeing a building, it is actually the end of the architectural plan that the owner had already seen. Am I talking to somebody here? So visionaries see it before they see it. Follow me. Today is going to be somebody say, Father, say, give me a sound mind. Okay, so today is going to be we're going to move a little bit into our minds. Is that okay? So we need to step up. We need to step up. Don't forget that the Bible says, be ye transformed by the renewing of what? So always remember this: you are never better than your mind's capacity is. You are never bigger than your mind's capacity. You never change if your mind doesn't change. Transformation is tied to your mind, not to your spirit. It doesn't matter how long you pray in tongues. If you do not subject your mind to transformative processes, your life will remain the same. You're a powerful, prayerful person, but because your mind is not subjected to transformative processes, which includes the inflow of new and superior kind of thoughts that can dislodge the inferior thoughts that have governed your mind. We are all a reflection of our mind status. How your mind is, so is your life. For as a man thinketh, how, sir? So is it. Be ye transformed. Everything is domiciled where, sir? Your mind. When Reverend George speaks, you know that this is not just somebody who prays alone. Am I correct? The kind of, when Reverend George gives you counsel, the kind of words that come out, they just flow. Would you help me honor him and his precious wife one more time, please? There are two kinds of people on earth: those pushed by pain and those pulled by vision. It's either pain, the past, fear is pushing you, or vision is pulling you. Those who live in their next now are pulled by vision. It was Winston Churchill, former Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, who once opened his mouth and he made a very pronounced statement. He said, the empires of the future are the empires of the mind. My God. The empires of the future are the empires of what, sir? Please let me touch your neighbor. Say, value your mind. This should tell you to value superior thought centers. You never preach better than you think. Number two, you will never attract people whose mind's capacity are superior to yours. You will never attract them if their mind's capacity are superior to yours and your mind's capacity does not relate to them. If every time you talk, you are always sounding spiritual and you are speaking to their spirit and their minds can't relate to what you are saying, they will come to you for prayer but go somewhere else where their minds can be fed. Nobody wants to be tortured in a service. I can't give you 1 hour and you torture me throughout the service. And I get up out of the service and I cannot connect what you taught me to Monday, Tuesday. What am I learning from Sunday that will help me to do well at work, do well in the business, become a better husband, become a better wife? What service are you using Sunday service to render? What is the value of hanging around you? What is the value if I choose to be in your church and I'm going to be seated there? Can you paint a picture of what my future will look like? How do you define success for those who come to your church? Have you crystallized in your mind what success will look like when you finish worshiping with us? Your mind must be engaged consistently, prayerfully, strategically, in order for your life to change radically. I'm going to say that again. Your mind must be consistently engaged, prayerfully engaged, strategically engaged, in such a way that it causes a radical change in your life. Never ignore your mind, otherwise you will be ignored. Because of my time, I need to jump over and get to some things. As we look at our case study, you are all men or women of God that I honor so much. But as we look at our case study, maybe we'll bring out just very simple things, nothing too big, no big revelation, just simple things to apply to our daily life. As we look at the story of Abraham, you will realize that the Bible says God called Abraham alone. Later, you know, Abraham was called alone. God called him alone. But we all know what happened. Abraham called Lot with him. Is that okay? He carried Lot with him. So here is a man that carries the call of God, but also hanging out with Lot. The word Lot, etymologically speaking, and from the Hebrew, the word Lot actually means a veil, a covering, and an envelope. So God called him, and he also called a covering. And the amazing things, like you all know, I don't need to teach you that, is the amazing thing was that from the moment Abraham called Lot, we never heard, biblically historians told us, God stopped speaking to him. God called him, he picked on Lot from his past, a covering. And so from that moment, God never showed Abraham anything. But then God, in his infinite mercy, created a situation, allowed a situation to evolve, which eventually led to the separation between Lot and who, sir? Abraham. Then the Bible used a very powerful language. That it was after that Lot was separated, meaning when the covering was removed, when the veil was removed. Is it possible to be called and veiled? We preach the deliverance to others. Maybe sometimes we need to talk to ourselves. Is it possible to be called? There's no doubt, sir. You have the call of God. The question is, are you an unveiled called man or a veiled called man? The Bible says after that Lot, the veil was taken. Then the Lord Abraham heard and he saw. Lovers of God have been given eyes to hear, to see, and ears to hear. Lovers of God. As soon as Lot was taken away, the veil was taken away, Abraham can now hear and Abraham can now see. And while I was talking to the Lord, and the Lord began to say to me, he said, son, there are too many things veiling my called ones. You know, pain can veil you. Mama, betrayal. If you've been betrayed in church, it can become a new veil. It takes the grace of God to be offended and not be veiled. Because the problem with offense is that it puts a new veil on you and changes your perspective about human beings. So every time when you see somebody, you see them through the veil of offense. Am I talking to somebody here? Are you aware that poverty can become a veil? The absence of money can become a veil. It will then suddenly take away vision from you and replace it with ambition. Your stomach begins to guide your life instead of your vision. Can I get a little bit closer here, sir? Are you aware that the problem in your marriage can become a veil? A misunderstanding husband, a misunderstanding wife, and the crisis in the family can become your lot. Can become a veil. So instead of seeing global impact, you are constantly thinking of resolving local matters. I'm talking about veils. Are you aware that association can become a veil? When you are connected with people who are not going very far. I hear my Bishop Oyedepo said, he said, I choose my friends carefully. He said, if you are not going where I'm going to, he said, I will not follow you because you can make me miss my flight. And he talks about a friend who was hanging out with a friend, and the friend kept on talking. At the airport, they were talking. And then at a particular moment, they announced, let's say 2 of us were talking, and then you are going to Port Harcourt, I am going to Lagos. Now you kept on talking, and I'm hanging out with you. After a while, I just had the announcement, Lagos. And then I said, thank you so very much, sir. Please, we may have to continue the conversation later. I said, where are you going to? I'm going to Lagos. And you now say, sorry, I'm also going to Port Harcourt. And by the time you went to check, your flight had gone. Beware of association. They can put veil on you. The greatest thing you can do for yourself is to drag yourself here every time. If there's a meeting, whether it's in the night, in the day, whatever, pay the price for your exposure. Can I say it again, sir? Nobody is responsible for your exposure. There are 4 things nobody is responsible for. Your encounters with God, pay the price for it. Your experiences for greatness, pay the price for it. Your exposure, pay the price for it. The education you need to become better, stop waiting for people to pay for that. You know, our church have not sent us out on training. You know, we have been waiting for the day they shush. I've been waiting for the day our church will send us out. They say budget, they say there's building project. Your church will never come to an end of building project. They finish building children church, they are now building adult church, then they'll now be building retirees home. Your education, exposure, encounters, they are not the major priority of your church. And if your church will be so magnanimous that they send you out for training, it's usually local trainings that are affordable, where you meet with people who also don't have exposure. So the cycle of limitation is perpetuated. The syllabus that has produced limitation is being recycled year after year, producing limited ministers. The curriculum that does not lead to growth is what everybody is feeding into. You know why, sir? Nobody must enter into a curriculum other than this, because a superior curriculum will mean that whosoever has access to a superior curriculum will break out of the tangent and become superior to those who have gone before. So the rule is feed from the same well, or feed from the same table. Sorry, can I round up? I'm already afraid. Am I safe here? I hope I'm not looking for your trouble. Praise God. Please help me look at your neighbor. Say, you are responsible for your growth. How do you explain to your children that you waited for somebody to make you grow? Daddy, why are you like this? Daddy, since I was in primary 6, it's the same way you are talking. You've not changed. You know, how do you know your children are giving you feedback? You know, mommy, your own. You don't always think when you are talking. You know what I mean? Shut up! I'm your mother. How dare you talk? Mommy, don't. She just gave you the feedback nobody can give you. The church is tired. The members are tired. The moment you come, they tune up. They are playing. They are looking at you. Yes, Papa. But in their phone, they are watching another man's program. The dangerous one are the girls, the ladies in church. They have earpiece without your knowledge, because their wigs cover it. And they are looking at you. Right on, Papa. But in their phone, they are watching. Yes, Papa. They are tired of you. And they're already on their way out. Their pastor is the one they are watching now. Their soul has gone there. Their body is here. The body will soon follow the soul. It's a matter of time. Pastor, you are an endangered species. It is critical now that you quickly refurbish, renovate, re-engineer, reboot your mind, reset your mind. The generation you are pastoring are not the ones that pastored you. The generation you are pastoring are not the ones that you were pastored with. The generation before we endure anything, we are conformist. Tell us anything, yes, Papa. But these generations have no fear to challenge you. Because the Hebrew Bible that was only left for our fathers in the Lord, the Hebrew Bible is now available as an app. You even who is a pastor, you don't know. And as you are preaching, they are looking at the Hebrew meaning. So the members know better than their pastor. Why should I sit under you? Please help me look at the man of God close to you. Help me tell the person, it's not you, pastor is talking to. Pastor is talking to people outside. Please help me tell the person, we are taking this message to them. It's not for us, we are taking it to them. Father God, you don't want to be in trouble. So this message is not for you. Reverend gathered you here so that you can take this message to the people out there. Take it to the man of God and tell them we got a message for you. Okay, look at it carefully. What was the reason for the conflict between Abraham and Lot? So there was a small portion of land. Am I correct? Father, help somebody to catch this quickly. Are you getting it already? There was a small portion of land that was the reason for the conflict between Abraham's men and Lot's men. Small portion of land. Abraham was magnanimous enough to say, take whatever you want to take. And as soon as he, out of magnanimity, said, take whatever you want to take, and Lot moved, God opened his eyes. He said, son, the absence of vision makes men content for small things. No, sit down, sir. Why are you standing up? Like, why are you standing up? So that's why deacons are fighting in church. The absence of what, sir? That is why everybody is fighting for who will be the next assistant pastor. That is why there's scheming in the church. We are scheming because of limited vision. They were contending for a small portion of land. When Lot moved, God said, now, Abraham, lift up your eyes. Mama, to where, ma? North. Northward, meaning no end towards the north. Southward, no end towards the south. You were contending for something small because of the absence of vision. He said, now I have come to open your eyes. Let me show you what I have in mind for you. Let me show you the kind of assignment I have for you. Let me show you what your ministry is supposed to look like. Let me show you what your destiny is supposed to look like. Lift up your eyes. Help me look at your neighbor. Say, lift up your eyes. Stop looking around. Lift up your eyes. Stop looking at your church. Lift up your eyes. Look northward beyond the walls of your church. Look northward, southward beyond the walls of your church. Somebody let me touch your neighbor. Say, look northward. Say, look southward. Look eastward. Look westward. Lift up your eyes. Lift up your eyes. Lift up your eyes. Lift up your eyes. Listen to what it says. It says, look from the place where you are. From where you are. From where you are. The place of contention is actually the beginning to your destiny. Isn't it amazing, sir, that what you are fighting for, the land, the contention, isn't it amazing to know that that's actually where you are to start from? the lack of vision can make the beginning to become the end. Port Harcourt is not your end. Do I speak prophetically to someone here? That local government is not your end. It's where you started from. Am I talking to somebody in the house of God? Don't let the beginning become the end. Thank you, Jesus. The time has come to let go of Lot. Yes, sir. If you are going to live in your next, Lot must go. And let me tell you, we are not going to make progress in this meeting. This meeting, my own session, will be useless if you cannot find what your lot is. What is blocking my vision? Hendra kufela dia baruste. Imar kofele di brandes te fracus peradiasa. Mentofla kepis monanin gresiva labasto. What is not making me see far? Who is not making me see far? In the year King Uzziah died out of my sight, I saw the Lord. What is not making me see far? Is hunger controlling my vision? Is house rent controlling my vision? Is the small members in our church making me not to see that I'm sent to the nation? What is a vision? Please sit down. What is a vision? Please write this down. Vision is the ability to see beyond your current realities. We're talking about living in your next. So let me quickly dash you some things before I run out of here in the next few minutes. Vision is the ability to see beyond your current realities into your future possibilities. Sir, you are more than this. Madam, you are more than this. Hello, sir, you are more than this. Don't let this blind you from seeing that. Don't let this blind you from seeing that. It is the ability to see beyond your current location into your future destination. This is not the end. Aba Road is not the end. Rumukurushi is not the end. Rumu Okoro is not the end. It's the beginning. Vision is the ability to see from Rumu Okoro into the nations. From where thou art, lift up your eyes. Lift it above the current realities. See future possibilities. Look beyond your current location. See your future destination. Vision is the ability to see beyond your past self into your future self. Eyes have not seen, ears have not heard, it has not yet entered into the hearts of men what you will look like. There is a future you. Sir, there is what, sir? There's a future self. There is a what, ma? There's a future self. We, as we behold him, we are what, sir? We are changed from this present self to a future and more glorious self. It is going to be better than this. And the time to capture the vision of a beautiful and future self is now. I'm going to show you out very quickly. What is vision? The ability to see beyond your now season into your future season. Hello, sir. This season won't end like this. This is not the end of our season. Everything has times and season. It won't always be like this. The Lord will perfect all that concerneth me. Sooner than later, will turn in my favor. Sooner than later, it won't always be like. Have a look at somebody and tell him, it won't always be. I'm not hearing you preaching. Look at somebody around you. It won't always. You never know what you're doing to somebody right now. It won't all. Hold somebody. Come on, hold somebody around you. Prophesy to that person. Oh yeah. Look at someone around you and tell the person it won't. Look at somebody else and tell it will always be. It will not always be this location you are in. It will not always be this money you have in your account. It will not be this house you are living in. It will not be this problem you are having. It will always be like this. Husband and wife go through this season. It will always be. Man of God, stop getting depressed. This season is coming to pass. It will all. It will always be like. I'm prophesying, man, there is a shift coming in your ministry. There is a turnaround coming in your ministry. It will always. God is turning things around. It will always. So there's such an anointing in the atmosphere. I don't know what God is shifting, but something is shifting. It would always. I said it would always. What you've been seeing in your vision is about to start happening. It would always. What God showed you years ago that you thought will never happen, it will always. Our singers, your voice will be heard across the nation. Your books will go to the nation. Everybody watching on the gallery there, the Lord sent me to announce to you. I don't know who you are, but the Lord just anointed somebody here. A mega shift is coming in the ministry. There is somebody on this side. I hear the word amplification. God is about to amplify you. I hear the Lord saying to someone here, multiplication is coming, advancement is coming, a major break is coming. It will always. Listen, sooner or later, it will turn in my favor. Turning around for me, around for me, around for me. Yeah, yeah. I don't know what God is doing here, man of God, but there is a shift. There is a shift. There is a shift. There is a shift. Somebody's breaking into an apostolic dimension of your ministry. God just gave you the permission to move into the apostolic. There is somebody under the sound of my voice. The prophetic anointing just came to speak to the nations. Yeah, 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 yeah. You will always feel like. Who is the person the Lord is speaking to? The land has been settled. The land has been settled. You will return to testify. Mysteriously, the land will enter your hand. The land will enter your hands. The project will be finished. Mysteriously, from strange places. There is an anointing here. There is an anointing here. There is an anointing here. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Anakoleria namashadade. Oramande likepere no suselia namanata. Olema rekofele diamaro susivra. I don't know who it is, but I just saw the Lord pouring oil on somebody's mouth, and I hear the Lord say fire, that from now you will speak, and miracles, wherever you are, the hand of the Lord is upon you now. The hand of the Lord is upon you. Miracles will begin to happen. Fire on your tongue. Fire on your tongue. Yeah, yeah. Hallelujah. Please give me a few minutes. I have 2 minutes. I have 2 minutes. Listen carefully. Your major battle today is to identify the veil. What has been keeping me from seeing my future self? Let the veil be taken, because the day the veil is taken away, you will see things you have never seen. Because truly, sir, eyes have not. Why have eyes not seen? Because of the veil. Called but veiled. Yes, sir. Called but veiled. This is the greatest tragedy that can befall a man of God. That you are called, today I'm in the healing ministry, tomorrow prophetic. Veiled. Called but veiled. Can't see far. The hand of God is on my life, but I can't see. I can't see. I can't see. But lovers of God have been given eyes to see. Who is blind but my servant? My servant. Who is blind but my servant? How do you compare such? It sounds like an oxymoron. My own servant is the blind one. When the veil is removed, you will find your sweet spot in ministry. You are here today because the veil was taken from a man's eyes to see the need to help us. Look at the success. When you will cry to God. Listen, today, if I were you, Father, separate me from my lot. Let me see what eyes have not seen. Hi, it can be more than this. The ministry can be better than this. Listen as I close. Stop waiting to lead in the future. Stop waiting to live in the future. See the future and start living the future now. Adjustment is the response to vision. You hear what I said? Adjustment is the response to what, sir? The moment you see, it will adjust how you live. So when pastor say living in your next now, he's simply saying catch a vision of something better. It will change how you dress. It will change how you talk. It will change how you plan. When you know where you are going to, you will know how to package yourself. Father, take away the veil. Let me see the future. Let me see what eyes have not seen. I will not listen. When you see the future, procrastination ends. You begin to live in a hurry. Am I talking to somebody? Urgency is the response to vision. Urgency. Sir, you got the moment Jehu was anointed and said, have you not been anointed to become king? What did you say, sir? What did he do? He jumped up when vision came, urgency came. The reason you go to another pastor's house and we just sit down, we watch movie together, watch football together, and we watch everything together. Sir, there is no urgency. When you capture the vision of your future self, your future ministry, when you capture that future, it will begin to regulate your sense of timing. Your management of time is regulated by your vision. Everybody knows, sir, man of God, the only reason why I'm here today, sir, is honor for this great man of God. Honor. Sir, you can't do me. I can't come here for honorarium. No, sir. That has long time ago. I can't come. No, sir. My time, sir. My 1 hour. My 1 hour now. If it's not invested, I'm not interested. When you capture the vision of the future, reckless behaviors will stop. When you capture the picture of the future, prayerlessness will give way. How can you get there without prayer? How can you get there living in your next now? How do I know you have a next? By how you live now. You can tell when somebody has no next. When vision is not driving existence, you can tell. There's no next. That's why he lives. There's no next. That's why he spends like that. There's no next for the ministry. That's why you run the ministry the way you run it. When there is a next, you will cry to God today, show me the next. What is the next big move? What is the next big step? What is the next big project? Lord, open my eyes to see the next. So a man that has captured the next, does a man called me, said, Reverend, a woman called me, said, Reverend Sam, my husband does not administrate the church. I do. I drive my husband in the car to church. She said, I'm the one that handles everything about payments, operation, and staffing. She said, the only thing my husband does is to watch football and come and preach in church. That my husband can watch football from morning till evening. Sir, at 50 something, the church was not growing. Sir, you can tell why. The current location has become a veil as a final destination. If you can't see them calling you from Nicaragua, if you can't hear their voice from Saudi Arabia, if you can't see them standing and waiting for you in Qatar, if you can't see, you can't see, and it will affect how you live. Please, my time is up. I humbly request, please, they will put this on the screen for you. How do you live in your next now? How do you begin to live in your next? Number one, analyze. Remain standing. Don't worry, because you are going to make me preach more. As you are standing, we are closing. Amen. Praise God. Analyze your current realities. Nobody begins a journey to the future who doesn't even know his starting point. All journeys have their plottings from point of origin to destination. Analyze your current realities. Where are they? Where is our church? What is our strength? I had Reverend George telling you, what is our strength? What is our weakness? What are our opportunities and threats? What is the gap between where we are and where we want to go to? What do we need to fill in the gaps? So this is not something, 40 days prayer and fasting without doing what I'm telling you will not make your church grow. If your church grow by power, it will be reduced because of the absence of what I'm telling you. Did you hear what Reverend George was saying? When he was saying, you know, I have people that manage the church. I only meet them once a day. Sir, he is no longer operating what we call a shepherd mode. He's not operating in a shepherd mode. He's operating in a ranch mode. A shepherd must be with the sheep. But a rancher has shepherds. He oversees the shepherd who oversees the sheep. Is Jesus pastoring your church? No, talk to me. Is Jesus pastoring your church? Is he a wicked shepherd? But is he in your church on Sunday? Physically, I'm not talking about spiritual. Is he in your church physically managing the crowd? Is Jesus there? He's managing you, sir. He's taking care of you. Unto the angel of the church in Laodicea. I'm not talking to the church, I'm talking to the angel. If I can have the angel will take care of the church. It's called a ranch mode. Micromanagement will kill the ministry. But how do you know how to do that when you are not trained? Analyze your current reality. What do we have? What don't we have? What do we need? What don't we need? What is our mistake? Yes, on Sunday, sir, one of our members, a senior advisor to one of the governors, walked up to me. He's a medical doctor. He walked up to me after the first service. He said, Daddy, there's something we need to deal with. I said, what is it? He said, Daddy, he said, sir, when people are coming for second service, he said there is traffic problem from our car park to the gates on the road. It's a distance, so cars block the whole. Now for a pastor who likes crowd, that is exciting. We are taking over. I said, really? I said, it's been a while since I came out to check the situation. I said, but thank you for giving me that view. I came before the church immediately in the second service. I apologized to all of them who were there, and I told them we're going to simulate our service, and we're going to reduce some things, and we're going to make sure that the operations, the traffic movement, everything will be resolved before this coming Sunday. Analyze your current realities. How many children do you have in the children's church? Is the place growing? One of my multi-millionaire young guys, so we prayed with him. I invited him from the US. He came to start a company in Abuja, and God hit him into the multi-millionaire level. We got him married. He got married in our church, sir. Somebody said, you know, we got him married in the church. And one day he came and met me and said, Daddy, he said, sir, there's a problem. I said, what's the problem? He said, every Sunday when we get home that week, my child will have flu. Why, sir? Our children's church had become what? Small. But I didn't know. So he was not the only one. People who are very conscious of health, the moment they bring their kids there and they say it's too clustered, they leave the church because of the kids. They'll say, Papa, we love your message, but our children is our future. If you don't have if you don't have program, if you don't have good environment for our kids, that's what we value. If you don't value what we value, we don't value what you value. Analyze. That's how to live in your future. Recently, we just discovered that our space has become again too small. We built. So when the young man came to tell me, we had to build. What we built, all the classes again packed. We broke the service into 2, packed. We broke the church into 5. We started 5 centers in Abuja. Again, the same place where we send people from again to start. Again, still packed. We say, what do we do? As I'm talking to you right now, we are about roofing another project. Immediately, within the last 2 months, sir. An unexamined church is not worth attending. just like an unexamined life is not worth living. That you keep going, no examination, no analysis. Those who live their next now analyze their current reality. Number two, they visualize their future possibilities. Visualize your future possibilities. Don't allow analysis to lead to paralysis. Analysis is for us to know what we must give attention to. It is not where we, oh my God, look at us. No. That's not the purpose of analysis. Analyze your current reality, visualize your future possibilities, envision a new future. Where are we going to? Number three, verbalize your expression, your expectation daily, your vision. Verbalize it. Every day, I'm going somewhere. That's how people live in their next live. We will shake the nations. We're taking the cities. I see thousands of people. I was talking with Reverend Sam Adeyemi. I said, how did you enter into your explosive phase? He said, Sam, I got to a point where I was struggling with our growth and I was feeling tired. And he said he went to Bishop Oyedepo just like I was driving him. We're going to the airport. I said, sir, how did the breakthrough come? You know what he said to me? He said, I never started pastoring a crowd until I started pastoring a crowd. I said, sir, you're confusing me. He said, first of all, I saw the crowd in my mind. He said, I saw people coming. He said, I saw multiple services. And I saw myself pastoring them, short services. And within a space of 8 months, they 10x their church. 10 times growth. Within 8 months. They blew all the leads. Because you never grow within and not grow without. The leader's growth is the church's lead. Your growth is your lead, meaning you stop growing, your church stop growing. So your church growth is a reflection of your personal growth. You are either an elevator to the church or a lead to the church. Yes, sir. This church is growing because of this man of God. You will see him in the market. How dare you be an associate pastor in this church and not go for evangelism? When your head is going outside. But when your head drinks tea, watching movie. Hello, how are you? I hope the people are doing fine. Oh, sorry, please. The noise is there's this Arsenal match I'm watching. Papa, we should be winning, so you are watching Arsenal. It is not taught, it is caught. Stop teaching it. Let them catch it. Verbalize your expectation. We are taking cities, we are planting churches. I have a friend of mine, Pastor Iren. Some of you know him, Apostle Iren of the CCC church. Every day, sir, every time they gather together, we are planting hundreds of churches across cities of the world. We were talking recently, sir. Churches have been planted in Manchester without his knowledge. For the first time, he went to London to go and commission 2 churches. 2 weeks or 3 weeks after, they have planted more churches. Who are the people planting? Young people. Who gave them money? Nobody. Why? Every Sunday they are talking about it. Verbalize. Those who live in their necks talk about it all the time. How many of you have entered airplane? Have you noticed something about the air hosts and all of that? Greetings, everybody. We just want to let you know that you're supposed to put on your seatbelt. We want to bring in to show you. I know how to put belts. Don't tell. Have you noticed they repeat it all the time? If it is important, verbalize it. Your vision is not the most important thing to people. They have their needs. If you don't repeat it, Nehemiah's principle, every 26 days, they will forget your church. They will forget where you are going to. Verbalize your expectations. Scrutinize your immediate options. What are our options in achieving our goal? Scrutinize. Scrutinize your immediate options. What should we invest into to give us maximum results? All programs are not necessary. Those who live in their necks only invest into programs with greater potential. Minimum investment, maximum return. My Bishop Abioye called me and said, I want to see your data, your statistics for the last 10 years. I want to see your programs, your report, your growth, everything for 10 years. I said, what? And I brought thank God I have it. It's called data-driven decisions. How do you make decision? Do you look at data? Oh, kaparatasia. Hello, I just feel led. You should remove the pillars. I was in a vision. I saw the pillars. There was no pillars here. So please, this Monday before Friday, you should remove the pillar. Hello, sir. Do you know the implication of removing pillars? Data-driven decision. How many young people are we having? How are we growing? Growing by young people or older people, middle age? What? So that it will affect programming. Is it possible that you are doing the wrong program for the right church? And I brought the data to him. He said, Sam, look at it. He said, this is where your strength lies. He said, invest more in this area. That's what we invest into, sir. He said, that's how. He said, sir, you think living faith that he said, we tried everything in living faith. He said, but we found where our maximum growth was coming from. That's where we invest into Shiloh. Scrutinize your options and identify the possible game-changing option. Number 5, capitalize on every window of opportunity. Capitalize and maximize every window of opportunity. Once God creates a wave, surf on it. Once God creates a wave, surf on it. Harmonize your faith with corresponding action. Don't be a talker. Walk the talk. Don't talk the talk. Neutralize your doubts and your faith. It is takeable. It is doable. It is buildable. It is achievable. Carry the spirit of Joshua. Carry the spirit of Joshua. Neutralize your doubts. God loves to be trusted. He hates to be doubted. Starve your doubt. Feed your faith. It's time to take it to the next level. Prioritize your relationship with people. Pastor, woman of God, prioritize your relationship with people. Those who leave their next now, prioritize relationship. You know why, sir? Big relationship will make you make big requests and get big results. You just wake up and you say, please, I want to see His Excellency the Governor. Who are you? No, the Lord led me here. And they were so merciful, they let you see him as a citizen. And then, Your Excellency, sir, I just want to let you know our church needs help. He may give you something out of compassion. But imagine when it's, man of God, what are you doing here? Imagine the difference between, sir, what can we do for you? Hey, man of God, my pastor, what are you doing here? Big relationship results in big results. You want big results, but you've not built big relationship. You service big relationships. Capitalize on your access to God. Capitalize, if you're going to live in your next now, capitalize on your access to God. He powers you into the different seasons that leads into your final seasons. He powers you into that. My time is gone. I deeply apologize, and I must say that I honor all of you, and I honor our great host. I thank you for allowing me to come here again, man of God. Thank you so very much, and I want to thank all of you for giving me this singular opportunity to be a blessing to you. I just hope that I've added something small to the so many things that you know. In case what I shared today was not relevant to you, don't forget I ask you to go and tell others. Tell them we had something that is useful to you. Is that okay? I love you so very much. God bless you.